when you try to do something really cute with your hair and it just does not work out and you end up looking like a cross between a lion and a sheep. Or like Hagrid. Hello guys, this is Sandra here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. It's lovely to have you here. And excuse my hair. I try to do something super cute with it, like when I used to when I was a kid, but clearly it does not work the same way when you're closer to 30. So if we just ignore for a second that I look like Hagrid and, you know, move on with the video. So in today's video, I'm gonna do one of my series of use them shadows, or one of the videos of the series. And basically what I do in this series is that I take one of my eyeshadow palettes and create a look with it, just to make sure that I use all of them and see if I still like them, although I try to make sure that I cycle through my collection anyway. And usually I only take one palette and I do one look with it, and in the intro I said that if there's a palette that's bigger I can maybe create more looks. But this week I decided to do a more special edition in the light of recent events. And I don't have a full face of makeup that's a black woman or a black person owned brand, unfortunately. But I have two eyeshadow palettes. I have the Magic Mini by Juvia's Place, and then I have the Moroccan Spice by Fenty. So I decided to use these two to create my eyeshadow look today. And throughout this whole week I left links in the description box of my videos that you might find helpful if you want to read up on it, or if you want to help and donate and those sort of things. So again, you can check the description box for that. And also I will try to make sure that I use black owned makeup brand products on my face, but I don't have that many. I only have like a few more Fenty products for my lips. And I have a Revolution product that's in collaboration with Patricia Bright that I'm going to use on my cheeks. But those bits I usually don't show in the videos anyway, so I'm going to leave those in the description box as well, so you can check it out. But for now, we're going to hop into the video. So far I've only done my eyebrows, and then on this eye I primed it with my usual Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. And set it with the shade, I think, Cassie. Yes, so just this beautiful, well, as beautiful as a cream colored shade can be, from the Juvia's Place palette. And last time I used this palette I went for a more greeny purpley look. I can leave that in the cards. And then I've created many different kind of looks with this palette already. And I was thinking that maybe today I can do like a natural kind of colors cut crease, but then I decided that no, I'm gonna go with something green. So that's what we're gonna do. First I'm gonna take the e.l.f. eye crease brush and dip it in this grey shade, which is called Shisha Smoke, from the Fenty palette. Tap it off, and I'm gonna just trace out a shape first. So I apply it just a little bit over my crease and bring it a little bit out, and then connect it to my lash line, just to give me a rough shape to my eyes. I'm not even sure you can see it a lot on camera, but now I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush. This one is just from Sigma. It's the E40 tapered blending brush without any product on it, and I'm just gonna blend it out a little bit more. And I'm just using this as a light transition shade, as there's no really matte lighter green in these palettes, and I think the grey will work with it perfectly. Now I'm gonna switch over to the Juvia's Place palette, and I'm gonna dip in the shade Aja, or Aya, I think it's Aja, this dark green that is not completely matte, but that's alright. And I'm gonna use the same e.l.f. brush, dip it in there a bit, and start applying it first on the outer corner. My hair is in the way. And then to deepen up the crease. And now don't bring it in too far initially, because I know that once I will start blending it, it will blend in more in the inner corner anyway, and I don't want it too dark. And I'm gonna take the Juvia Luxe Eye Blender brush, it's the number 225, and just blend it out, although I might need something fluffier, but we'll see. Look what I'm doing, there's no mirror in there. Great job, Sandra, great job. Let me get the other one that actually has a mirror so I can see it a bit closer up. I know it doesn't look green at the moment, but that's okay, we're gonna get there. Now I'm gonna go back to the Sigma brush, and again, without applying anything on it at the moment, I'm just gonna do a bit more blending so it's nice and soft. I'm gonna take a little more, just a touch, and apply it again, mainly focusing it on the outer corner. And blend it again. Alright, so for now it looks quite dark and smoky, I know, but that's okay. I'm gonna take my concealer again, which is again the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and I'm gonna cut my crease. So usually I like to put a little bit of this on the back of my hand, although there's not a lot left of this concealer, but we're gonna do what we can. And I love to take a lip brush for cutting my crease, that's just what works best for me. And also I like to make sure that I go a little bit over my natural crease, so I keep my eye open while I map it out. And I map it out quite far back this time around. And I usually like to tap out the outer corner with my finger. And if it needs a bit of correction, I can go back in. Then I can take a flat brush. This one is from MAC, but you can take any. And I'm gonna go into the shade Buzo? I'm not too sure. This green from the Juvia's Place palette. And pat it mostly in the inner portion of the lid to start with. Oh my god, look at that shade. So nice. And I think I'm gonna use a nice neon liner later, but I haven't fully decided on that one yet. Look at that shade, even with the brush and not the fingers. It's beautiful. And I'm gonna take another flat brush. This is just from an Amazon set, and I'm gonna dip it in the shade Iara, which is another green shade from the palette, but it's a lot less vibrant. And I'm gonna pat it where it meets the darker shade. It will just help diffuse those two together a bit more. And then I'm gonna take the brush that we originally used to blend them and just give it a little blend. And I'm also gonna dip it lightly in the dark green shade Aja to add back a little bit more of that color. And this is the reason why I do my eyes first, because I'm not sure how much you can see, there's quite a bit of fallout there, so it's just safer this way. Make sure it's blended, and I went a little bit higher than I thought I'm gonna go, so we need to fix that. Hold on. I'm gonna take a teeny tiny brush, and this is just from an Amazon set. Ideally I would use something fluffier, but I can't find any. And I'm gonna dip back in the grey shade in the Fenty palette that we used the very first time around. and just blend it a little bit more on top here, as again I went up a bit higher than I thought I'm gonna go. And then I'm gonna take the Sigma brush that still has no extra product on it whatsoever and just blend it a little bit. Okie doke. That's better. For the inner corner, I'm gonna take a small brush. This is the Sigma E47, and I'm gonna dip it in the shade Moroccan Ice, which is this slightly pink tinted white color in the Fenty palette. But I don't have anything that's like light and greeny, so we'll see. I might have to use something else as well, but to start with, that's quite nice. Just to make it a lighter in the inner corner. Quite nice, but I feel like it doesn't pop enough. I'm gonna just go back in with the Buzo green shade again, just here to blend it again together. Alright, I'm gonna leave my inner corner like that for now, and then we'll see. Actually, what I might do, let me get a highlighter. Okay, so I quickly grabbed the Unicorn Heart Rainbow Highlighter by I Heart Makeup, which I'm pretty sure is the same as Revolution. And this is just basically a rainbow colored highlighter, and it has a green in there. So I think I'm gonna use that on top of the Fenty shadow to make it a bit more green tinted. Yeah, that's quite nice. When can you use a rainbow highlighter if not now? And then I think I'm gonna add a neon or glitter liner there. Yeah, I have this neon liner from Stargazer that I used before in my 15-minute makeup challenge, and then the recreation of that look as well. And I'm gonna use this today just to apply it over where it's nice and green. Just a little bit of fun. And I will wait till it dries and then add another layer. And I think I'm too bright in the camera. Hold on. Is that better? Because I can zoom you in a bit more if you need to. So now you can really see there's fallout there. The only thing I find with this liner is, you might be able to see it, that I find it really hard to add even layers. Now I don't know if that's me or if it's the liner, but I don't have this problem with other liners, so I don't know. I just want to add a little pop of color. Again, I'm gonna wait till this dries and then add one last layer, and then we're gonna add a little bit of liner, and then we're good. Well, for now. While it dries, I'm gonna just wipe off that fallout. Okay, that's better. Again, I find it quite hard to work with it evenly, but this will do. And I feel like the grey is not, the green is not that bright now, so I'm gonna add a little bit back because I love how bright that green is. Ideally, I would have like a black smudged out liner with this, and that's what I wanted, but there's no black in any of these palettes. So I think first I'm gonna try it with this dark brown shade in the Fenty palette, and I think this is called Henna C. So let's see. Sorry. Let's see if that works. If not, we might have to go for something else, but I just want a nice smoky line and nothing else. It's a bit more brown than I wanted, obviously, the brown color. The brush I'm using is the Zoeva 240 Luxe Petite pencil, in case I didn't mention. I love this brush for smudged out liners. It's so easy and so nice. And what I might do, I might mix in a little bit of the grey that we used first, which is called Shisha Smoke, to go over it, to tone down the browniness. Is that a word? Now it will be. And I think that helps. Yep, I think that helps. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do my complexion and my other eye, and then we can move on to the under eyes. Okay, here we go. I also finished this eye, just so you can sort of see where this is going. Also, I decided to go for a green highlight, and I think on the screen it might just about be fine, but in real life it pulls a little bit grey sometimes. But look at that glow though. I mixed it with the Patricia Bright the Trio and the D highlighter that you've seen me using before. But anyway, I'm gonna again go back to this for my under eyes, and the brush that I used before, which is the Sigma E47, and again dip it in the green shade and just bring it on the inner part of the lower lash line, just so it's nice and highlighted there. And then I'm gonna go to the brush that I use for my smoky liner on the top, which you can see a lot, but trust me, it makes a difference. And I cleaned it. It's the Zoeva Luxe Petite Pencil Brush 240. And I dipped it in that lovely bright green shade Buzo. I just cannot get enough of it. It's so beautiful. And I basically applied it all over my lower lash line. But as you're gonna see, I might have to look up a bit more so you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm mostly concentrating it in the middle part. And it's stunning, and I just blend it together a bit with that highlighter. And for that I'm going back to the Sigma brush and blend, 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 and go back again and just make sure that this is nice and blended. Oh, and I have a bit of fallout that we're gonna just brush away. Oh no, hold on, I ruined it. Alright, it's still a little bit green, but it's a lot better than it was. Be careful with the fallout. So now I'm still gonna use the same pencil brush and dip it in the shade Aja, which was that dark green in the Juvia's Place palette, trying to not to have more fallout on my face, and just blend that in the outer corner to deepen it up, and this makes all the difference. All the difference. And then I like to clean it in between steps and go back into Buzo, which is the brighter green, and just make sure it's blended all over there. For my waterline, I'm going to go in with the Kiko liner, and this is the Intense Color Long Lasting Eyeliner in the shade 11. Yes, 11. Unfortunately, they don't have shade names, but it's a beautiful, like emerald green kind of liner. It's so nice. Look at that, such a nice color. And then for mascara, I'm using the Gosh Boombastic Overdose Volume Mascara. I apply about 2 layers and I can show you the complete final look. Ta-da! It's done, and I really like it. I mean, I still can't fully get over my hair. It's a bit too much. I'm sorry. The hair is a bit too much, but if you look past that, I quite like how this makeup turned out. I don't think I wore green in a while now, have I? And green sort of acts like purple on my eyes. It always makes them look a bit more dark than they actually are. I mean, they're quite dark brown anyway, but you know. I don't know. I quite like how it looks. Let me actually zoom you in quickly so you can get like a full-on look, if that makes sense. So that is how they look close up. And it's not fully symmetrical because my eyes are not fully symmetrical either, so you know, it doesn't always end up looking fully symmetrical, but when my eyes are open, I think it's close enough. It's just when I close them for a second is when this is a tiny bit more arched, and I'm still struggling to get that liner fully even, but I think that's the liner's fault. I think it's just quite hard to get neon formulas quite right. But what do we think of the eyes? Oh, I like it. It's a lot more cool toned than what I normally go for. I quite like warm tones, so this is something else for me. And again, green highlighter. Who knew that's a thing, huh? But I really like it. I really do. And on my lips I just mixed a liner with the Fenty lipsticks as well, and I think that complements it quite nicely as well. And on my skin, apart from the shed loads of highlighter, I try to keep it quite soft and subtle. And I really like how this turned out. I know I said it like 500 times already, but I can't help it. So that's it for today, guys, and again I will leave everything I used in the description box below. Also, I know that I don't have too many black owned brand products. Unfortunately, I'm gonna work in the future to change that because there are so many amazing brands out there that I haven't tried. I really only have Fenty and Juvia's Place. I'm gonna leave the links in the description box that you can use to whether to help donate either your money or sometimes it's just your time and read about different things. I will leave all those articles and helpful links below. But apart from that, in this video I'm also gonna leave a list of black owned beauty brands down there that are possibly quite a lot smaller than, let's say, Fenty or Juvia's Place, because I feel like those two brands are quite well known. Now, I'm not sure how many of those will be available to shop from in the UK, but not all of you that are watching are from the UK. If I just look at my subscribers, quite a lot of people are from the US, so I'm gonna leave all those links in the description box and all the brands, so you can possibly support those brands as well. And I was actually watching a video while I was doing the other side of my makeup with Raw Beauty Christy, who was doing one of these, you know, full face of black owned brands, and I found what she said quite, it like resonated with me, because she said that she was thinking about a while how to speak about this, and then she just got on the conclusion that, you know what, if she's talking about it but she says something wrong, she's open to being educated on it, as long obviously as it's in a respectful manner, and she's open to being educated on the topic, but at least she spoke about it. And I think that's how I feel as well, that it's better to talk about something and then being slightly corrected than not talk about it at all, because even though I live in the UK and I myself never really experienced racism, it's still something that we have to talk up about, because in the 21st century that really should not be an issue at all, no matter where you live. So, you know, if there's any creators as well that you think talked about this really well and who's relevant and who you think could educate others really well on this, please link them below, because you know, I'm always up to learning more, especially if it's something that I don't have first-hand experience with. But I think for now that's it. I hope you have a lovely day, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. I post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and occasionally Saturdays, but that's not really important at the moment. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. I hope you enjoyed this, and bye-bye.